Welcome to the UTK Printmaking Lab. This video is an introduction to the safety resources and expectations for all students, employees, and guests who use the facilities. The lab is home to a special community of makers who share tools and ideas. For those of you who are returning, may this video be a useful refresher on our safety culture. And if this is your first time in Art and Architecture 241, then welcome to the printmaking family. The 2D Tech is your primary resource outside of class time. In addition to your instructor, TA, and fellow students, Elysia is a great person to ask questions about safety or where to find things. And if you're having trouble with process or materials, she can help you work through problems. Elysia's office is in the middle of the main lab area. The print lab has 2 doors. On the east door is a key code that will give you access on evenings and weekends. This code changes every semester, and to ensure the safety of your fellow students, we ask that you please don't share the code. The west door can be locked and unlocked from the inside. In this hallway, you'll find some important emergency resources, including a first aid kit and a fire extinguisher. The other hallway also has a fire extinguisher, as well as the SDS binder. The SDS binder contains information about the safe handling of any ink, solvent, cleaner, or other chemical that you may find in the lab. The main cleaners and solvents are color-coded. Look for this poster, located throughout the shop, when you need a reminder about when to use what and what container to find it in. In addition to the 2 fire extinguishers in the hallways, there's also one in the acid room, sometimes referred to as the washout room. Here is where you'll also find the eye wash station. If you accidentally splash a chemical in your eye, you can push this lever and place your eyes over the water. Let them rinse for several minutes and don't worry about any water on the ground. In the case of serious injury beyond what a first aid kit can address, for example, anything that might warrant a visit to the Student Health Center, the 2D Tech must be informed as soon as possible. Everyone who uses the print lab agrees to follow the expectations described in the Printmaking Lab Safety Rules, which you can find posted in several locations throughout the studio. Let's go over a few of the main points now. Closed-toed shoes are required while working in the lab. Some people decide to keep a pair of boots or old sneakers in a locker so they don't have to worry about forgetting to bring shoes. You will need to keep a pair of chemical-resistant gloves in your drawer or locker that you can wear whenever handling solvents. These are going to be reusable gloves that you find in the cleaning section of the hardware store, not dishwashing gloves. Choose a pair that's nitrile or PVC coated and fits you comfortably. Other safety wear can be found throughout the shop and is shared. Depending on the process and materials you use the most, you might decide to invest in your own apron, goggles, particle mask, or earmuffs. Some of the chemicals you'll be using emit toxic vapors, and the shop is equipped with several ventilation features to minimize and remove these vapors before they reach your lungs. Lithothene, spray paint, and acids are the print studio's most common sources of potentially harmful vapors, and they should always be used with ventilation. In addition to health and protection, let's cover a few basic housekeeping items from the Printmaking Lab Safety Rules. Thorough and immediate cleanup is expected of all print lab users. Before you leave, look over the area where you were working in case you forgot something. You may find a lid left off the ink, or maybe you'll see that nice BFK paper you almost forgot to put back in your drawer. Personal belongings that are left in the shop may not be there when you come back to look for them, and the same is true for messes that you accidentally leave. If you don't clean up after yourself, that usually means someone else has to. We're lucky to have one of the best, most well-equipped printmaking facilities in the country. You may be curious about some of the processes or machinery that you see other students using, but please do not attempt to handle chemicals or run equipment that you haven't received training on. And even after getting a demo, you might have some questions. In this lab, it's always okay to ask for help. In order to be successful in this course, you'll need to spend time in the lab outside of class. The lab is available to you anytime between 7 a.m. and midnight, as long as your work doesn't interfere with another class that's in session. Undergraduate students are not allowed in the print shop after midnight. And one final but important safety rule. Wakeful sobriety is required for all print lab users. If you're not well rested and clear-headed, you could be putting yourself and others at risk. Please don't come into the shop if you're sleep-deprived, tipsy, or buzzed on anything other than the joy of art making. As artists, we have to use our bodies to make our work, so it's important to develop habits that protect our health and safety and enable a lifetime of art making. The people next to you and those you will meet in the lab are your new printmaking family. We don't have to love everyone, but we all share the same space. Let's keep the print shop a safe and welcome place for everyone.